I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel the magic, it's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us.
I am right where I'm supposed to be, and you are too. Good evening. Monday evening already. I could have sworn it was Saturday, maybe 2 days ago. How are you all this evening? How have you been since last week? Who's here? Kelly, hello. Only Kelly? No, Kelly and Ash. Never mind, Ash. We'll forgive you. Hi, Tanya. Lovely greeting. Thank you, Tanya. Karen Mack. Michelle, good evening. How lovely to see you here this evening. Michelle, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Kim Jane, you're early. Oh, my gosh. And Joe Flynn. Hello, Joe. Nice to have you all with me. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Not too bad. Not too bad. Someone's playing with time. Yeah, I think they're having a little bit of a circus with it. Having a field day, messing around up there. So let me see. First off the ranks, having a little chat, you know, as you do, and you're driving along, having a little chat with the angels and the guides, and see how many I can pile into the car at one time and how many I can listen to at one time. And oh, Linda, good evening. Welcome. Yeah, and they were talking about some interesting things, and it was actually to do with animals and the plant kingdom. So that was very intriguing. And then yesterday, time slipped by and I get a little lost. Yesterday I had 2 messages from 2 beautiful males in my life, and they're both experiencing heartbreak. And, you know, I reckon we would be safe to say that in every moment a life leaves this world and a life arrives, and in that same moment somebody experiences heartbreak. The kind of heartbreak I'm talking about is separation in marriage, separation in relationship, a fairly new relationship that you thought was the bee's knees and was going to be everything, and suddenly the other person pulls the strings out and says, don't think so. So when I was sitting with everything today, including the conversation with the angels in the car yesterday, it all kind of marries up. Glad to have negotiated this space for me now. Yeah, Tanya and Kim. The interesting thing is I'm in a particular group here. Well, they might be national now, I'm not sure. And also on Friday or whenever it was, there was a run of call-outs from members in that group asking for help with partners that don't want to go on a spiritual journey, partners that don't want to participate in growth, personal growth, partners that don't want to participate as a family unit. And I know that everywhere in every moment, and that's why I gave the example of as one person leaves, another arrives, and as you know, people going through heartbreak is probably on that same trajectory. Happens all the time. Is it that it's because the heavens wanted this talked about? Because you might get a surprise with what they come forward about to do with this and how it's interlinked with what is going on with the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom on the earth. Have you heard the term, and I know Lisa loves this term, oneness? Be with the oneness and be one with the oneness. You know, it's not a new term. It's definitely been around for a long time, but it has been making a really big upsurge probably in the last year, and it's been one of those trendy words that, you know, how they come and go, one of those trendy words, and it's just appearing everywhere. So what is it to be, thanks Tanya, to be in the oneness and be with oneness? It's very much to do with how you align with knowing that you are part of everything, therefore coming into oneness with all that is. Now, if compassion, forgiveness towards yourself is not something that you have harnessed, mastered, then being able to be at oneness with all that is just about impossible. Because to be able to be in oneness requires a really deep alignment and embodiment of compassion and forgiveness. And how many of you know people that you think, well, you know, I'll never forgive you for that. I'll never forgive you for what you did. Or my old favorite, I'll forgive, but I won't forget. So when I see people being particularly cruel to animals, that would have to be an Achilles heel for me. I find it very difficult, and also with children, but I'm not going to go there, okay, where they've specifically come into me regarding the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and love and the oneness. So with the number of people on the planet who are not yet in complete oneness with themselves when it comes to love, that energy is distorted. Now, once again, I must remind everyone that when I'm bringing the messages through and when they channel straight through, it is not like anybody is pointing fingers and, looking for judgment or blame, because those things certainly don't belong in the oneness, and they don't belong with your divine self. What it is to raise the awareness and raise the frequency of being able to really grasp what it is to be in deep compassion and love of self. Because before you can even look at going into the oneness of all that is, you've got to be able to master those two things. Three things really, compassion, forgiveness, and self-love. So when we look at the antics that go on that cause the destruction, for example, of animal habitat, that does actually affect the entire area, and everything, because it's energy, has a ripple effect out into the greater world. So when we look at what is called development and advancement, for the example of highways, freeways, and so forth, and there is no consideration given or preparation to look after the wildlife and even domestic kind of animals that might be captured in that development, then there's a problem. There's a problem with the web of humanity that includes the world. Many of you know, Tanya, it's not. Yeah, our Australian Brumbies. Yeah. So many of you would be familiar with the term Gaia being the name for Mother Earth. And I have talked about this before, about how we treat Mother Earth, how we walk upon Mother Earth. But when you are really in alignment with the oneness, and you are at oneness, then your grasping of how you fit into the picture of the world, as in the planet, changes. When you have a greater understanding of the seven kingdoms of the unseen realms that are here, or some of them aren't unseen, like plant, mineral, animal, when you have a greater grasping of those and can come into a higher awareness with them, then you're beginning to really look at that whole picture and that oneness. So how does this fit in with love? Well, Mother Earth is a living entity, and she breathes. Note I call her a she. Is that allowed these days? Anyway, she's a she. So she breathes. And of course, Mother Nature is what we see and refer to about what happens with nature. And when you have a look at nature, there is no competition. There's no pushing and shoving and getting rid of each other so that you can be the biggest tree. They just grow together and cohabit together with ease. Yes, there are parasitic plants and there are parasitic animals. That's a given. That's called the duality, polarity, all that stuff. But when it comes to our interaction with Mother Earth, we actually show where we are at with the oneness by what we do and how we engage with Mother Earth and all that is Mother Earth and Mother Nature. Where does it come in with love and compassion? Well, if there's no love and compassion for the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the waterways, Mother Earth, then your own compassion and ability to be in a space of deep compassion, forgiveness, and love for yourself is not what it might look to be and not what it really needs to be in the oneness. Everybody, no, withdraw that. Not everybody. Many people talk about climate change, and there used to be the hole in the ozone layer. I haven't checked that lately. Does anybody know if it's been sealed over? Climate change and what's the other thing? What's the other thing they'll talk about? I'm just testing you. And the carry on about the weather. But I don't hear many people talking about what is being done in their own area. And I raised this with some people last week, and they just looked at me blankly. And I thought, carbon footprint, that's one, Tanya. Climate change, something else to do with the weather. Carbon footprint is a big part of it. So Lisa's saying, I don't know because I don't listen to that rubbish. We can say that, and at the same time, we've also got to look and see where do we sit in this whole picture. Where are we with our own working with Mother Earth and all of the different kingdoms and beings that are here? So being able to look after the defenseless, be able to make a difference for a tree makes a big difference to your ability to be in a place of compassion, love, and forgiveness. It really does. Why? Because everything that is living has a frequency. It has an energy about it. And you only have to do a little experiment yourself with plants to see how plants respond to kindness and being spoken to with love. You can also do a little experiment with water yourself, and you can put water in a glass container. Glass is better, or you can put in plastic, and you put water in another one. And every day you talk to those 2 glasses of water differently. One, you will feed it the vibration of love and kindness, compassion, forgiveness, joy. The other, you'll be angry, judgmental, and really, rip it up and see what happens to that water. Yeah, it's water. Water has living elements in it. And that's why the human being responds to water, because after all, we are over 70% water. So when you're looking at where is your life at, when it comes to relationships, comes to love, and your own ability to be in oneness with yourself, to then be in oneness with all that is, then a good place to start is to have a look around your yard. How do you go about things in your own community? Do you participate? Do you do anything to preserve trees or gardens, or not? So the reason the plant kingdom was raised and the animal kingdom was raised is because the hot topic here is that, and even my mum, who has got very advanced dementia, she was actually talking to me about it yesterday. The Banksia trees is what she has noticed, and she made the point that it is a specific species of tree. And I must admit, I went, sorry, was that Mum? And she was saying how they're dying, and never in her life has she seen them die the way they are. People have reported the very tall tuat trees, which is what a region south of Perth called Pemberton is very well known for, and they are dying. I have asked the heavens about this because everyone that I talk to points to climate change and not enough rain. Now, that's a whole other thing, the not enough rain, because some places are still getting flooded. And only in certain places, we won't go there. So I asked about this, and this is why I'm talking to you tonight about the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom, because the reply back from the heavens is about our interconnectedness and our oneness, and we are failing. The mining, the so-called development, what it takes to put, huge roadways and things like that through is at great expense to the animal and plant kingdom. And what was said is that it is a failing of mankind to understand the impact that this has, because in turn it causes a problem with our waterways. And they showed me that the development that's going on down south, where my mum pointed out about the banksia trees, the development there is causing waterways to be cut off. Now, these are not waterways that you see as a river. These are waterways underneath that as you walk along, you wouldn't be aware of them. So these great big highways, roads and things that are going through old forest and old tree lots are actually causing the death of waterways under the earth. And that is not good for us. So compassion, forgiveness, kindness, love of self is your doorway to being able to be in the oneness. When you are in the oneness and in complete alignment with the oneness, you are then able to have a greater impact on the earth, healing of the earth, healing of humanity, than you will ever know. And you don't even have to do anything other than really, really know yourself from the point of view of love, compassion, forgiveness. And if there is anything going on in your physical self, I'll just catch up, because now they're moving to a different facet of this. Is a huge topic tonight, and I've got a special offer for you too because of this. Joe says the concept of oneness is interesting. There is part of the world which I want no part of being part of. If we're all one, then I am also part of the horror side of the world. I want no part of that. Where is the bridge? Yes, Joe, I empathize, and I certainly understand. Used to be there myself. But the more that I have increased my frequency, the more that I have been able to sit and view what I teach my students to say, show me through the eyes of God, then I have a different perspective now and a much deeper knowing. And I don't have that problem now, but I used to. So I understand that, Joe. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it is, Michelle, because we are part of it and it is part of us, but we have got to look after it. We really do. We have to look after it. It's so important. Animals communicate with us. Animals are a big part. The animal kingdom are a big part, as those of you who sat in on the 7 kingdoms that look after us, that support us, where the animal kingdom fit in. Symbiotic plants, mutual relationship. Yeah, it's a shame we don't, isn't it? Kim, amazing. Yeah, that's right, Tanya. And I guess that's why they've raised this tonight. And it was very interesting, that conversation with my mum, and even her noticing the death of the trees. And the interesting thing is that it goes in a line. It's not like one tree on that side of the road, one tree over there, and some random there. You can actually follow it. So when I was asking, that's where they showed me that it is the line of water under the earth. So my mum was going on about not enough rain. And I said, but Mum, these trees are aged trees, so they should be well entrenched into the earth and able to find water. It's not the water from up here, it's the water they can't get where their roots are because it's been cut off. If people only knew how much water the government allowed mining companies to have at no cost, maybe then they would have something to say. So we began with the talk of a soul leaving, a soul coming in, broken hearts. And now how that fits in with our ability or not to be in oneness with all that is. Broken hearts send out and emit a huge radius of energy that has a really big ripple effect. And when you think about the power of your thoughts, so when you want to engage on a higher frequency of awareness, and you raise your vibration, you are able to be attuned and aligned with others on that same frequency. If you are caught up in the drudgery and the horror of this world and it captures you, then you are caught up down here on that very low frequency vibration. So when you have a broken heart, you meet up on a frequency level with everyone else who has a broken heart. And that's huge. It's a huge energy. And it is one of great sadness, sorrow, grief, everything in amongst it. And of course, if you have been rejected, or you feel that you've been rejected because you're the one who has been ousted from a relationship, then that goes directly to your sense of worth and your sense of place. Now that brings in a whole other frequency. And that is, again, not a frequency that is of the soul. It's not a frequency that is high to the higher consciousness. So when you layer these frequencies, then it makes things very heavy on the earth, and it makes things very heavy for the earth. So when we want to be a healer, when we want to heal ourselves, heal others, bring the light to others, then we really have to be looking at where we're sitting with that concept of the oneness and where we're sitting with ourselves in our own frequency. Because if we want to heal others, we've got to be able to heal ourselves. And we've got to be able to be sitting in a place of deep compassion, deep forgiveness, and love of self. Without that, there is just constant hurdles, and the impact is more than just self. And that is the message that they wanted brought forward tonight, is the world is transitioning, humans are transitioning, and for it all to work really well and us to be able to come out the other side better than where we've been, then these things are the essential keys. These things are the vital part of this. When we're leaning into compassion and forgiveness, we must be able to also let go. Now, for most people, as I said, I'll forgive you, but I'll never forget. It always depends how you say things and what emotion you've got attached to that. So tomorrow night in the society, I'm doing a masterclass on letting go and surrendering. And the key components of that are compassion and forgiveness. But it's not just about when someone has wronged you, that's how it's seen, or they've hurt you. It is about being able to let go of all judgment. And that brings us back to Joe's comment about the concept of oneness being interesting. Now, another group that I'm in, they brought my attention to a video, and the video was of a young woman in Iran, supposedly. And I'm going to say this with respect and also with reservation because of what I know. She was very outspoken at a protest against their leader because of the suppression of women. And subsequently, the special task force of the government that had infiltrated the protesters and pretended to be part of them captured her, took her, and subsequently, supposedly, murdered her. Now, if I was to get caught up in that, and if I was to let that capture me emotionally, then it would really pull me away from being in the oneness of all that is through the eyes of God. And then I wouldn't be able to maintain my frequency, the frequency at which can make a difference in the world and make a difference to humanity. And that's the place I prefer to be. I can acknowledge and respect that there are these things go on, but what can I do about them? And what good is it letting them consume me? Does that make sense to you? It's not about ignoring things or making like they don't happen, but it is very much about being able to be in a place of higher frequency, higher awareness, and also understanding that there are a lot of things that are put to play here that even in that video, they stated they had used actors to reenact what was said to have taken place. So how do we know that what we see isn't acting all the time? So what I'm asking you here is to be really, really discerning with what you let your energy be taken up by. And where does it take you in your path for your life purpose? Because if it takes you down that well of darkness, then you've been captured and you're not where your soul wants to go. Yeah, that's right, Tanya. That's right. So being able to live the life that your soul wants to live when it came here, the only way to do that is to really have a good ability to sit in deep compassion, true love for yourself, and forgiveness. How many of you practice ways of raising your vibration, your frequency, and practice the art of real compassion and forgiveness for yourself. How many of you have done that or are working on that? I'll wait for you to answer. I'll just write a couple of notes here. We've got two parts to tonight's session, which is really cool. Good girl, Tanya, good girl. And it is a case of working on it, love. That's quite, yep. Trying my best to work on this for myself. Karen Mack, yes, you made some wonderful insights. Revelations came for you last week, was it? You'd had some time away from your son. So I hope you've continued that as you've gone home. So leading on from that, the next part that was shown to me when I was preparing tonight was to ask you how many of you have actually, oh, wow, Joe. Interesting timing, hey? Hard to do when you're hurt. Yes, Michelle, until you have been able to really anchor in to that compassion for yourself, self-love and forgiveness. Then you can acknowledge hurt, understand it from a point of view of the lower mind, and then move, transform it into the higher mind. So Jo's saying that she's had a situation this week challenging her on this. Interesting timing that we talk about it tonight, Jo. That's lovely, Karen. Lovely. Glad to hear it. So another aspect of this whole topic, the question that I want to ask you, has any of you ever really, really immersed yourself into your physical body? So this is a little bit like saying, oh, hang on, when we do meditation, we go up, 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 and we talk about going out there, and we go outside the room, and we can go up and up and up through the different layers of the universe and maybe to heaven's door. Now you're asking, have we ever immersed ourselves into our physical body? So something that I spoke to the members of the society about was really welcoming and inviting your soul into your body in the morning before you fly out of bed and get cracking with the day. I tell you what, it gives you a whole different energy, and it shifts your perspective very quickly through the day. So that's one part of it. But then, yeah, that's different. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. That's different. So here's something for you to try tonight, everyone. Use your breath as you're going to sleep and see if you can really immerse yourself into your entire body. It's amazing. It's truly amazing, and it's very different to feeling the energy going up in your body. It's not about the energy going up in your body. It's about your soul immersing into your physical body. It's totally different, and it is amazing. Yeah, that's the way, Karen. And a lot of people won't go there because they recognize that they hold trauma in their body and they don't want to go to that pain. But this is amazing. And what you will feel when you can immerse yourself into your body, it is, oh, wow. It's just, oh my gosh. What's a good word for it? It's a wow on steroids. That's what it is. It's incredible. And what do you mean what it is, Lisa? Being able to immerse yourself. Oh, because you think you're in your body, but you're not. You're ladies, I'll have to pick this call up. Please excuse me for a minute. Oh, it's gone. It's my dear mum. She must be having a panic about something. So Lisa's saying I don't understand what it is. You don't understand the wow part or what it is that I mean by immersing yourself into your body. Okay. So when you have a shower, how much attention do you pay to what your body feels like, from little fingernail to the inside of the finger to up the finger, up the arm? I guarantee you don't. I guarantee you get in the shower, you soap up the body, and the mind's off somewhere else and thinking about or whatever, and you're soaping up and you're thinking about something else, and then you soap off and you get out and you get your towel, you get dry, and then you put on whatever you're going to put on. Am I right? Anybody? Any takers? Thank you, Tanya. Yes. Karen, that's you with a laughing face. That's right. Yeah. And look, I've had kids. I've been a single mother. I've nursed full time. I've been on call after already doing my shift. I'm well aware. I've been like, oh my God, just need a shower and go to bed. So, been there, done that. And some days still do. But why I'm using that analogy is for you to understand what I mean about immersing into yourself. So when you get dressed even, do you actually feel into your body as you get dressed? I'll guarantee that you're getting dressed thinking about what's the next thing you're going to put on, where you're going, what you didn't do, what you've got to do today, what needs to be bought from the shops, what are you going to tell hubby, what to tell kids. Am I right? Right? It pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? And then when you're having a meal, there's usually, thank you, Tanya, when you're having a meal, there's usually some other conversation going on and you're involved in the conversation, and then you might finish your meal and think, well, I think that was pretty good. Or you think, oh, I feel bloated and uncomfortable now, or what else is there to eat? Okay? Yeah, but you were cleaning the bath, Karen, in anticipation of a long soak. So we're not immersed in our body, do you see? We are here and we are out there thinking about everything else that's got to be done. When you lay in bed at night and you use the breath and you really invite the energy of who you are, not your personality, but of your soul, to feel what it's like in your body and start to feel this incredible, sacred, amazing energy. That is the real power source that powers your physical body. But when you have traumas, when you have worries, when you are in your head, your body is fueled by emotion. Your body is fueled by hormones that are released because of the emotions. Are you with me? Good, made you laugh. Thanks, Tanya. Are you with me? But when you are immersing yourself, your real self, into your body and asking it to bring the power into your body, your divine power, your pure energy, oh my gosh, it's a totally different experience. And it's a whole different sensation in the body. And you can feel it differently. And it's different, as I said to Tanya, it's different to when you can feel the energy coming up, because that is not, you haven't invited your divine energy. You've invited either energy from Mother Earth or energy from the heavens to come through you, right? Oh, Michelle, you are still there. Yeah, I've done that a few times, Kim Jane. Tears start to run. Thanks, Tanya. Yeah, so Joe's saying that's true. You're talking about being fully present in the moment. Yes, you're fully present in the moment. That's still different to actually immersing your soul self, your divine self, into your physical. It is entirely different. It is absolutely amazing. So I'll give you a challenge. And for those of you who are in the society, you know what's coming, don't you? Don't you? Yes, you do. Challenge coming up. So, yes, Tanya, do practice it. Now, if you're here in your mind and you're going, what's supposed to happen? What am I supposed to feel? What am I supposed to be doing? What was that? Oh, hang on, something got me. Oh, the blankets aren't comfortable. Oh, now my hip. It's not going to happen. Right? It's not going to happen. Now, if you put as much energy into doing that crap as you would into immersing your soul into, oh my gosh, you would be living such a different life. So use the breath. Now for those, yeah, I know you do, Michelle, so it's coming. For those of you who are learning and still getting your head around this and are not fully embodied in compassion, self-love, and forgiveness, begin with just the breath. Begin by breathing and using the breath to become very aware of what it feels like to breathe into your body, and just do that. Just do that to start, and do that over and over and over until you can really feel the breath run down your arms. That's going to take you a while. I know, because you'll go back here. So go back to the breath and be patient. The funny thing is, why would you be impatient? Why would you be fearful of wanting to really feel who you truly are and how amazingly miraculous that divine source that you are? Why would there be a hesitation, a worry, a fear of connecting with that? I don't know. So I've got up here for you a special offer. I was talking, as I said, fill the car with everybody. For those of you who aren't in the society, we have a monthly masterclass. And maybe you're not interested in being in a membership. You don't want to be supported, heard, listened to, grow, or you're doing your own thing. That's fine. What I'd like to do is offer you the chance to sit in on the masterclasses, and you can just come to whichever ones you are interested in for $27. So if that would be of interest to you, drop us an email to support@healwithgwenda.com, support@healwithgwenda.com, and let us know that you would like to take up the special offer for this week's masterclass. Our masterclass is on the first Tuesday of every month. So tomorrow night's is surrendering and letting go. So you can come in and take these masterclasses anytime that you would like to. And next month, I'm going to hone in on being able to be your own healer. So we'll let you know what the different topics are, and you can decide if you would like to come and sit in on the masterclass for $27. Okay? So yeah, just send us that email and say, yes, please. The other news I wanted to share with you is the School of H.E.A.L, Wisdom, Enlightenment, Self-Healing, Self-Radiance, Self-Actualization, is now going to run 4 times a year, 3 or 4 times a year, and it will now be blocks of 8 weeks. And you can come in and join one of those 8 weeks, 2 of those 8 weeks, or you can do the whole lot. And if you do the whole lot, then you're able to be a teacher of a registered, internationally registered, recognized teacher of the School of H.E.A.L. However, that may not be a dream you would like to have, but I'm now going to have the School of H.E.A.L, which was a whole year. It will now be 8-week courses across the year, 3 or 4 times a year, and they will be in the school terms. It will be live sessions with me, and you have access to recorded sessions. You get worksheets, you get assignments. Or did I say assignments, Michelle? You get videos, all sorts of things. So that's coming. Keep an eye on the website for that. So that's the announcements for tonight that I wanted to share with you. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight. There's a few minutes left. Is there any questions you'd like to ask? Joe, thanks so much for joining us tonight. And Michelle, it was really good to see you too this evening. There's a few people that signed up, and I was just going to be watching the replay, which is fine. Immersed, yes. Immersion is key. And you know, this art of compassion for self, forgiveness of self, and love, it is an art. And as I said to one of these lovely young men, can take some people a whole lifetime to master those things. It's once a week. Tanya, sorry. The masterclass is in the society, and I run it once a month. The first Tuesday of every month, there is a masterclass of a different topic. So the first Tuesday of every month, there's a masterclass in the society. The School of H.E.A.L will be an 8-week program, and that will have weekly sessions. That's where I've confused you, Tanya, I'm sorry. So masterclass, first Tuesday of every month in the society. You can come and join that for $27 anytime you like. Just send us an email at support@healwithgwenda.com and say, yes, please, masterclass, and we'll organise the link for you. So there you go. Tanya, have fun. I can't wait to hear next week how you go with the immersion, immersing yourself into your physical body. What this really comes down to, ladies, is the difference between your personality self, which is if you're in your head a lot, that's who you believe you are, versus your soul and who you truly are. That's the difference between the two. Oh, Michelle. can do some work on that. Yes, Kim Jane, absolutely it is. Absolutely. Remembering that you are the, you set the pace for the children of tomorrow. So how they see you live and how they see you manage, that's what they'll be doing. So yes, well done. And I would say that a lot of people would be able to agree with Michelle here, acknowledging the hurt, then distance from it. Seem to feel the hurt so deeply, it's not so easy to distance from it. That's I think you find you're definitely got some people with you on that one, Michelle. I'm going to just make a note of that. Oh, you think I was writing a book? The email, Joe, I'll put it here. It is support@healwithgwenda.com. So there's the email for you all if you would like to come into the masterclasses for $27. And you can just join any of them each time. Each one would be $27 once a month that you would like to. So tomorrow night's going to be a really powerful one, and it is something that will align with what Michelle is saying here, because that's a big part of that, being able to let go. You're welcome. Tanya, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to say good night to everyone, and thank you all for being here, and thank you for your engagement. It's really lovely, and I'll look forward to seeing you either tomorrow night or next week. So in the meantime, whichever way it is, have a blissful night's sleep, have fun doing the immersion, and have a joyous week between now and next Monday. Good night, everyone. Lots of love to you.